Welcome back to another video. My name is Matt and I help people overcome retroactive jealousy. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 ways you can stop self-inflicted suffering. Now, really the self-inflicted suffering has to do with the thoughts of our partner's past. This suffering is 100% self-inflicted. This was very hard for me to grasp when I first heard this idea back when I was suffering from RJ, because I was like, no, I'm not self-inflicted. It's the things that my partner did make me feel this way. They inflicted it on me. But no, what it really comes down to is whatever your partner did in the past, it's our judgments and our labels that we're placing on that, which causes us to inflict suffering on ourselves when we can't stop thinking about it. So we'll jump in to more of that. Before we do, if you could take a quick moment and smash the like button so we can get the video out to more people, support this channel's growth, I'd really appreciate it. All right, so this idea of self-inflicted suffering, the situation regarding your partner's past, whatever it is, whatever happened, big, small, whatever it is, okay, you have to understand that it's not the situation that bothers you. It's your, or it's our, how should I say this? Our interpretation of the situation that makes us suffer. Okay, not the situation that makes us suffer, it's the interpretation of the situation that makes us suffer. Okay, we're mentally arguing with ourselves. We're mentally arguing with what already happened in the past, trying to rationalize it, trying to come to terms with it, trying to pretend like it didn't happen maybe, trying to wish it didn't happen, thinking of ways that, again, just arguing with these thoughts over and over and over again. And again, it's a complete interpretation of the situation. We're placing labels, we're placing judgment based on our own fears, based on our insecurities on these thoughts, which then are causing us to feel bad. If we had no labels or judgments or anything on these thoughts, we wouldn't feel anything at all when those thoughts came in. It would just, they'd come in one side and out the other. There'd be no reason to wrestle around with them. And we can get to that idea when we start releasing judgments and releasing labels and these things. Because really, when we end self-inflicting suffering, we will no longer inflict suffering on others as well. So when we stop the inflicted suffering on ourselves, we'll stop it on others. It all goes hand in hand. So really what it comes down to is, how can we stop? How can we stop this self-inflicting suffering? What do we need to do to really focus in on, so when these thoughts come in, we no longer suffer. We're no longer putting ourselves through this. So I'm going to go through 3 ways with you right now. The first one is accepting the unacceptable. Accepting the unacceptable. We can't change the past, okay? We can't change anything that's happened. Whatever you know about the past, whatever you don't know about the past, you can't change it no matter what it is. So we know that arguing with the past, arguing with these thoughts makes it worse. Getting tangled in the thoughts makes it worse. Trying to rationalize it makes it worse. Questioning our partner about the past makes it worse. So we have no other choice but to accept the past. Accept the unacceptable. We have to surrender to it. We have no other option. If you want to stay with your partner, we have no other option in this case, and I would recommend staying with your partner. If you've experienced a relationship before without retroactive jealousy, probably at the beginning, you can get back to that version of your relationship of you again. So I'd recommend staying with your relationship and not breaking up with them. Chances are, if you break up, the next relationship you get into, this will happen again. So when you weigh out all these options, you have to accept it. You just have to accept it and just come to terms. When you can do that and just come to terms, and even when the thoughts try to come up and you want to get tangled in them, you just say, you know what, I've already accepted this, and just shoo it away, because there's no reason to indulge or fight with this. You've accepted it, and that's it. So that's very powerful. Number 1, to stop self-inflicted suffering is just accept what happened then, what's happening now, acceptance of the unacceptable. 2, I shared this the other day. Not knowing the answers gives you all the answers. Powerful statement. This was taken from an Eckhart Tolle quote. And when we understand that not knowing the answers will give us all the answers that can stop self-inflicted suffering. Because again, chances are we want to know all the answers. I know I did. Why did you do this? Who was it with? What was their name? What time did you do it at? What all happened? What color was his house? What size was his house? Where was his house located? Am I close to it? Woo, all these things. All these things that I thought I needed to know to get some answer that I don't even know why knowing that would be important. But again, when we're stuck in this thought loop, when our brain is locked up with retroactive jealousy, we don't know. We think that this will satisfy us. But when I came to understanding that not knowing the answers to these questions will give me all the answers that I need, it was extremely powerful. Okay, because now all of a sudden I was no longer, questioning and going through. I'll just say, no, I understand that not knowing is going to give me exactly what I need. It's going to give me peace. It's going to give me presence. And it's going to make it so these thoughts really aren't a concern to me anymore. They don't matter anymore. They're not sucking the life out of me anymore. And that was literally exactly what happened. As soon as I stopped asking and I found my presence, all the answers came to me. The answers of this is totally unnecessary and has nothing to do with what's happening right now. It's very, very powerful. If you can just agree to that fact, not knowing the answers will give you all the answers. Not knowing the answers will satisfy you 100% more than getting the answers. That transformation for you is going to be the most powerful when you can come to terms. So firstly, accept it. Can't change it, so accept it. Secondly, not getting the answers will give you peace, will give you the answers. The last one we'll cover is being here, being present. I alluded to that in the second one. Finding your presence. Understanding that you are not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness of your thoughts. You can understand this, you can break it down, and you can be like, understand, hey, I'm having a lot of thoughts that are driving me crazy. I'm having a lot of thoughts that I'm obsessing about. Okay, from an awareness standpoint, you understand that you are having these thoughts. I am having these thoughts. So you are the awareness behind the thoughts. You are not the thoughts. You don't have to indulge in the thoughts, act in the thoughts, do anything like that. Okay, there's a lot of power in that when you understand you are the awareness of the thoughts and not the actual thoughts. You don't have to take them seriously. You don't have to listen to what they're saying. You don't have to. You are only an awareness. And I love the sky analogy that, you are not the clouds in the sky. You are the sky. You are the sky, and the clouds are going, and you're just aware of them. They're coming and they're going. They're coming and they're going. You don't take one cloud and twist it and go like this. No, they all just come and they all just go. You are the sky. You are the awareness of it. And that's powerful when you can start understanding that and shift to the present moment. And we were just, my wife and I were just at a movie the other night, and we were watching a movie, and there were some people that were in front of us, and they were talking very, very loudly during the movie. So I'm watching the movie, and all of a sudden they're laughing when it's not even a funny part. They're doing all this stuff, being very, very loud. And all of a sudden I got a thought that said, wow, these people are jerks. How could they be talking during the movie? How dare they? And like this compulsion to do a behavior that's like, shh, be quiet, right? But I had to step back from that. And I had to tell myself, wait, they're not jerks. Okay, it was just a thought that came through that said they are jerks. I don't have to identify with that. I don't know the whole story. I don't know everything, but I'm basing it on judgments and on labels, on you have to follow the rules on these things. That is where this negative emotion came through that thought. And so when I really detached from it and said, okay, that's not me that's thinking this. It's just a thought that's thinking this, and not needing to know the answers, not needing to do this behavior will actually give me the answers. I centered myself back. I felt my arms resting on the movie theater chair. I started refocusing back on the movie. I found my presence. And then all of a sudden, it's not that they stopped talking, but it wasn't a distraction to me. I was just aware of the talking. I was just aware of it happening, but I was focused completely on the movie. It was no longer a distraction. But see, I could have identified with that thought, said, no, they are jerks, and acted on that thought and got myself tangled into, who knows, a big shushing war or whatever it is, right? But understood I had to shift myself back, being aware of what's happening without judging anything was the power of being present. And so when you'll get to that, and it's a work in progress. Like it's not like I'm some yogi and I do it all the time. Like it's a very much a work in progress. But when you just understand it, not even necessarily have to do it all the time, but understand it, it will change your life. It really will. You are not the thoughts. You are the awareness of the thoughts. You don't need to act on them. You don't need to take them seriously. You don't need to do anything. You just have to shift your attention back to the present, back to being aware, and back to focusing on what you want to focus on. And that will be very, very powerful for you. So those are the 3 ways to stop the self-inflicted suffering. Stop this idea to wrestle with the thoughts, to argue with the thoughts, to do all these different things. Accept what happened. Even if you don't agree with it, you can't argue with it, you can't change it. So accept it. Understand that not knowing the answers gives you all the answers. You don't need to know everything. And once you understand that, you'll find a lot of peace. You'll feel a lot of peace. And number 3, presence. You're not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind your thoughts. You are the sky. The clouds are your thoughts. They come and they go. You do not have to wrestle with them. You don't have to be at the mercy of them. You can just be aware. So much power in that. I hope you found a lot of value in this video. If you did, please take a moment and smash the like button so we can get this video out to more people. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Click the notification bell so you are alerted every time I post a new video. Also, please check the links in the description below. I got 2 freebies down there. I've got a free meditation you can take home with you today. I also have a free Facebook group if you'd like to go and talk with other retroactive jealousy sufferers and overcomers. Share your story, get some feedback from them, and help others out. It's been an awesome group. It's been very, very powerful. It's growing and growing and growing. Of course, I also have my courses on sale if you want some more help in overcoming retroactive jealousy. I'd be completely honored to help you. I'll give you everything you need to overcome this monster once and for all. If I can do it, you can do it. If hundreds of other people that I've helped can do it, you can do it. So have faith and understand you can absolutely overcome this. Get your life back, get your relationship back, and take it to places you never thought imaginable. That's it for me for now. Thanks for joining me today. See you in the next video.